2017 Kia Rio. I don't know why it's so windy out here today. So I got 1,000 miles on it now. It's broken in. Haven't washed it yet, so it's a little dirty. But I'm gonna take it for a spin and explain why I ended up with this thing. Alright, so the first camera mount sucked and it was bouncing all over the place, so this one seems like it works pretty good. This is not a smooth road and it looks like it's jiggling a little, but it's way better than the other one was. So once I get off this road, it should be alright. This Silverado had at least an exhaust system on it. Alright, so why did I end up with the 2017 Rio? So I've actually been looking at these cars and thinking about them for a couple of years. If you watch any of the channel, really, you didn't see I work on a lot of cars. It's because I have a lot of, well, I was up to 12 cars at once. Now I'm in the mode of getting rid of them and not wanting to work on cars every freaking weekend of my life. So I've been thinking about getting something newer, nicer, wouldn't have to work on, and then having some project cars on the side. Been looking at the Rio because it's pretty much the fastest thing you can get in the 15,000 and under class, you know, little economy cars or compact cars or whatever you want to call them. Because most cars under 15, the little compact cars like this, they have like 120 horsepower or less. Like you got the Versa is the cheapest car you can buy brand new. It's like 12 something retail for the base model. It's got like 112 or 118 horsepower. It's less than 120. And you got the Mirage, which is a 3-cylinder, I think. The Spark, which is really a bunch of gay-looking cars. And, I mean, this car is pretty gay too, but this, I happen to prefer the looks of this over any other options under 15,000. And it's the quickest one you can get. It's a 138 horsepower direct injection 1.6, and you can get it with a 6-speed manual like this one is. But I had seen that, if you know where to look, I had seen where these had been as low as 12,000 something new. They were marked, you know, MSRP is 14,000. But if you know where to look, I've seen them as low as 12 something. So I was like, ooh, I could get a new car that would get really good gas mileage, runs on regular, because a lot of my cars run on premium. And, you know, I would always be able to get above 30 miles a gallon. Brand new car, wouldn't have to worry about it. Basically, every time something I had broke down or needed more work, I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm gonna buy the fucking Rio because, you know, I'm tired of shit. I'm tired of working on cars every weekend. Now, if it was just a project car, like I was souping something up, that would be fine, but it seems like I'm always having to repair something. And I know that's because I had like 12 cars, but every time another car would need something else, it would just piss me off, and it'd be like, all right, maybe I'm gonna go get the Rio. But I always reverted back to, no, don't do that. because I didn't want to have the car payment and then have to pay, you know, full coverage insurance also, because everything I had was a liability. So like basically with the car payment and the full coverage insurance, I was looking at adding another $300 a month or more to my monthly expenses. So every time something would break down again or would need something replaced again, the thought would always pop in my head to get the Rio, but then I would always talk myself out of it. And well, you know, this isn't a fast car to me. I like sports cars, I like fast cars. This is not a sports car, this is not a fast car. But it's the fastest thing and the sportiest thing to me in the 15,000 and under class. So some circumstances basically led up to me ending up finally deciding to buy this thing. I had been trying to get rid of a lot of the cars and trying to just selling them and getting rid of them so I didn't have so much to work on and just kind of keep my favorites. I got down to 7 cars, I think, from 12. So the rest of this video is out of focus. I came home and was watching the clips, getting ready to put them together, and I noticed that it's fucking blurry, the second half. I don't know if it's because like the steering wheel was picking that up and trying to focus on that, so it was out of focus for me or what. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm not going to go drive around for another half an hour to say all the same shit over again, so the rest of it's fucking blurry because thank you, Galaxy S9. Alright, so anyways, why did I buy this car? Circumstances. So, let's see. The car I was driving was the 97 Probe, and I've just been constantly working on that damn thing. Sensors keep failing, slave cylinder quit working, all kinds of shit. And it's got almost 250,000 miles on it, so. Anyways, that broke down. I started driving the Durango. I'd been driving the Durango for probably 6 months now. It's horrible gas mileage. It's a V8. She was driving her car, the Corolla, and actually the Corolla I've had to work on a lot this year. I had to replace the thermostat and the alternator and something else I can't remember. The exhaust manifold bolts fucking rusted off and had an exhaust leak I had to fix, which took forever and was a nightmare. Kept it going, but it broke down because we went to the Superfly car show on my channel, and it overheated while we were there because the cooling fans quit work. And then when we got it home, it ran fine all the way home, but when we pulled in the driveway, the car stalled out, and it took me about 60 seconds to figure out that the water pump was seizing up. We had to start it up in the driveway and had to actually hold on the gas pedal to keep it from stalling out because the water pump binding is so bad it was trying to stall out the motor. And of course it was making a horrible noise also. So the water pump basically, well, not only did the cooling fans quit working, but the water pump seized up. So it's parked for that. And also other shit needs replaced on it, but that broke down. So then she was driving another car we had as a backup, and then that was another Probe, but it was a 4-cylinder. Then that damn thing broke down. I got no spark, and I don't think fuel either. Possibly the crank sensor also, like what's wrong with the 97, but the 97, the crank sensor keeps going out because we got to shorten the wiring harness. But anyways, her car broke down, and I was driving the Durango, so she switched to the only other car that was still running, which was the other Probe. It quit running after a few weeks, and you know, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it yet. I work 50 hours a week, sometimes Saturdays, so I don't have much time to work on cars on my 1 or 2 days off, plus spend time with my family and get shit done that needs done, like mowing my acre. And So when that happened, all that was left was the Durango, which the Durango is old and it has high miles, and it's only a matter of time before, you know, it breaks down and needs something. So I was left with basically two options from the way I saw it. I just pretty much every weekend I'm working on cars. They're all older cars and higher miles, and with there being so many of them, they always need something. A bunch of them are broke down and been broke down because catastrophic failure, need engine swaps, shit like that. You know, many hours to fix a lot of these cars. So it's just kind of been, a bunch of them have been sitting while the ones that didn't need too bad of repairs would get fixed in a day, and then they would continue to run and for weeks and weeks, and then something else would go wrong with it. So when this happened and we were down to just the Durango, you know, a lot of cars are sitting needing many hours of work to get going, and other cars have broken down not knowing how many hours of work they need because I haven't yet diagnosed the issues and such. So she's working third shift right now, so she has to go to work while I'm at work, and we were down to just the Durango. And I just so happened to have, this happened on a Sunday, so I just so happened to have that Monday off. So I basically had one day to figure out what I was going to do, and one day was not enough time for me to fix a vehicle, to get another vehicle fixed and going, because, you know, I didn't know what I was getting into yet. I didn't know if it was going to be a quick fix or if it was going to take forever, and it's just nightmare. So I was like, well, I need more time to repair a vehicle and get another vehicle going for her. So that most likely not going to happen in the one day I had. And well, she had to work on that day too, and it's like, you know, I don't have a vehicle if she goes to work to go get parts to fix another one, and there's no guarantee I can fix another one in one day's time. So it's like, I'm gonna have to either finally bite the bullet and go buy this damn Rio, or I'm gonna have to get a rental car for like a week. And you know, that's gonna cost money, $200 or $300 to rent a car for a week, while I still have to work full time during that week, and then I guess work on a car or two before work every single day, trying to get another car going and get rid of the rental while it's costing me money, and to fix a car that's just gonna break down again and need more work, or buy the Rio. And like I said, I always went back to no, don't buy the Rio, because you can't really afford a car payment right now and the full coverage insurance and all that. But on my day off, I was like, screw it, I've always wanted to drive one, so I'm gonna go to, you know, the dealer and go check one out. And I decided to do that because I was actually surprised there was still some 2017s left in May, because in previous years, like I said, I've been watching them for a couple of years. They're usually all gone by May, last year's model. So Sunday night when that shit happened, I got online and started looking for Rios just in case I was going to end up doing that. And they had the 17s marked down lower than I'd ever seen them at a local dealer, because I'm assuming because for 2018 they redesigned the Rio, so not only were the 17s they had last year's model, but the new model was actually all new and it looked different and all that, which made the 2017 even less desirable to the average consumer, not me. So I had never seen them below 12 before, and I found them for 11 something. I was like, whoa, okay, I've never seen them this cheap. Brand new car for $11,000, and the fastest car in its class, sportiest car, you know, to me, in its class for $11,000, like cheaper than you can buy the Versa, which is the cheapest car you can buy brand new right now. So I was like, all right, maybe I should go look at this thing and test drive it. And a big part of the no for me was that it's not a sports car. and I've always had something sporty. Like, even the Durango, it's not a sports car, but at least it has a V8, and you know, I modified it some. It sounds good. It's kind of quick. So to go to this was really like, you know, I just pictured myself hating having to drive this thing every single day. And that was the other thing. If I bought the Rio, I'd be unloading pretty much everything else, because I would need to sell everything else to afford the car payment right now. Couldn't really afford to have a brand new car payment plus full coverage insurance plus have 2 or 3 cars on the side to also play with. Pretty much comes down to just the Rio. And I didn't want to be stuck driving essentially an economy car, a little compact economy car every day of my life for years and years. Could end up being years and years. It's not going to. So that's a big part of the not wanting to get the Rio, even though I knew, you know, it was a responsible decision, it was a good decision, whatever. I just didn't want to be stuck in this kind of car every single day. I wanted a sports car, I wanted a muscle car, you know. So I decided to go look at them because I'd never seen them for 11,000, and it was, you know, the Rio was the one I wanted if I was going to get something like this. I figured, hell, I'll go look at it, test drive it for once, and you know, if I hate it, I'll just walk away and I'll go get a rental car and I'll figure something out. And I was like, and if I like it and I can get the right price and they can finance me and all that, then maybe I'll buy it. So clearly that's what I ended up doing. I got it for, you know, 11 something. They approved me for my interest rate. It was way better than I expected because my credit's not the best right now. It's not terrible, but what the hell's this guy doing? Following a truck that's like driving left to center super slow. So that's the option I went with. That's why I bought the Rio. It's not that bad. It's kind of fun to drive. It's definitely nice owning a new car. This is the first new car I've ever purchased. Prior to this, I've never paid more than $6 grand for a car. I probably average like 3 or 4 on a car. I bought cars for under 1,000. So and it's not too bad because it's a 6-speed manual. It's lightweight. It's comfortable. I fit in it. I'm 5'9", 200. And, you know, I don't think if you're 6'5", you're going to be comfortable in it, but. So this video was just kind of to be like, hey, I bought a new car and it's gay, but here's why I bought it. So I'm going to have more videos of it coming up. I'm going to do a review video pretty soon. Although I guess that's only going to apply to you if you're buying a used one, because there's not going to be any 2017s left by the time I post that. But I'm pretty happy with it. Like, grows on me more and more every day. I got it broken in. I got just over 1,000 miles on it now. It handles surprisingly well, and we'll save this for the review video. So I'm going to be posting up a review video, and if you watch my channel, you know me. I like to go fast and drive stupid. So I'm going to be posting up like some 0 to 60, 0 to 100 top speed video. Taking it through some twisties and stuff, and I am most likely going to be modifying this car. I know it's a Rio, but I want to do something to make it handle a little better, do something to give it a little better sound, do something to make it a little faster, and I already know what I'm going to do. So we're going to have some videos most likely of modifying a Kia Rio to make it a little sportier, a little faster, a little more fun. As gay as you think that is or doesn't think that is. So that's why I bought the Rio. So stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna be running the crap out of this thing, and I'll keep doing like posts, like, you know, if I'm having any issues with the car, and you know, 10,000 mile update, 50,000 mile update, whatever. I'm gonna do a real quick pull in it just for the hell of it.